Ask and you shall receive. Now, before I get into this video, I really need to make sure that I say this the right way, because I know that when a lot of times when I get into a video, when I get back to being, my Minnesota Vikings fan self, I think there's a lot of different things that go on. I tend to get angry. I'm like every Vikings fan. I'm angry. I'm bitter. I'm all of that. Because this is the pain. I think it's Purple for the Win podcast that says that you guys should check them out. They're amazing. But, it's the pain and pleasure that is the Minnesota Vikings. Like, I think I'm in a spot where I'm ready to say it. And I'm going to knock on wood. Just give me a sec. Okay. Yeah. The Minnesota Vikings offensive line is finally coming together. I think it's finally getting to a point where you're like cautiously optimistic. Like these last several seasons, we've been sitting here. We have been wanting just please don't bring back Dakota Dozier. Or Pat Elflein. I swear, if they somehow find a way to sign either of those guys, it's over. I'm sorry. It's just the pain that we've endured for this long. It just gets old. It absolutely just gets old. But no, I think that the Vikings are finally in a spot where they are looking at they've looked at all their different options. They are in a spot where finally, I'm not so worried about the interior offensive line, and we'll get into in a second, but we knew that moving forward there, the Vikings were going to be in a position where they really needed to make sure that they shored up the rest of the offensive line. On the edges, you're not so worried. Again, you got guys like Christian Darrisaw, Brian O'Neill. So at the end of the day, the edges weren't what we were concerned about. Honestly, I know Darrisaw, there were times that he did kind of struggle a little bit last year, but I mean, it was against Nick Bosa. Give the man a break. I mean, everybody just struggles against Nick Bosa, but I mean, as a rookie, there were times he also held his own. So I'm excited to see what Christian Darrisaw does moving forward. But overall, you've got an offensive line, so you got Christian Darrisaw at left tackle, Ezra Cleveland at left guard, also Garrett Bradbury, and everybody else in the middle. Nothing is set in stone; it's all up for grabs. So I just feel like, with how this offensive line is moving forward, I feel like you've got a lot of options. So on the interior offensive line specifically, so Ezra Cleveland, I felt like he was actually very good. I think he was probably arguably the best interior defensive lineman for the Vikings. So you're like, okay, fine, we'll set it and forget it. Okay, so that takes care of the left side. What about the center and right guard? Okay, so Garrett Bradbury, Austin Schlottman, you guys got on the inside there. Jesse Davis, Chris Reed, also over from the Colts, I believe, might be a guy. But finally, getting Chris Reed yesterday was huge, and I'm really excited to see what it does for the Vikings. So, again, Chris Reed, I think, could challenge Garrett Bradbury for that starting right guard spot. Also, again, you got guys like Wyatt Davis and Jesse Davis battling it out for right guard. So finally, and this is all before the draft. That's what gets me, is we all kind of knew. Okay, we all kind of usually wait for the draft. Be like, okay, this is how the Vikings are going to button up, but. Man, I don't care. I really feel like, specifically with the talent, the quality offensive line talent that they've added in the offseason, I'm ready to go. I'm really it's finally coming together to a point where, okay, it's not the TJ Clemmings of the world. It's oh my gosh, I need to calm down, because just the memories, the nightmares that was the Vikings offensive line. We couldn't even have an offensive line just full of Joe Bergers, but it is what it is at this point. I mean, did not have an offensive line there for a while that you were like, oh, cool. It was, that might be pretty good. It was rough. We've seen some things as Vikings fans, was it Charlie Johnson starting at guard and then tackle then guard, whatever. So, no, I'm just really ready for this Vikings offensive line finally to come together, finally be ready to go, keep Kirk Cousins upright, and finally put them in a position where they can finally get things done. But let us know Let's try that again. Let's know what you guys think about the Vikings offensive line finally coming together. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. We greatly appreciate all the support that we've gotten and continue to get. You guys are truthfully awesome, and we love every single one of you. In the description down below, you'll find all of our social media platforms. Give us a like and a follow there. Also, remember to give us a listen and sub on iTunes. And finally, if you have anything else you'd like us to cover, send us an email at thesportsbp@yahoo.com or put it in the comment section down below, and we would love to cover it. But let us know what you guys think about the Minnesota Vikings offensive line finally coming together.